So I don't need that patch, so I can get rid of that. So let's go around to the next one. So the yellow has gone over the underlying path, and the next one is the green path. I'm going to bring that to the top. So I click this button here, raise selection to top. The keyboard shortcut for that is the home key. Again, we go to the Bezier tool and draw around the intersection. Get the select tool, select the green path, and I've just realised I've forgotten to duplicate that path. So I'm going to click off it, reselect it, and do Control D. Change that to orange. I'm going to raise my Bezier path to the top again. Reselect the orange path and do Control, Shift and Asterisk to do an intersection. I need to give that a stroke. So we've got a yellow path underneath there, so I don't want to use yellow again, and I don't want to use violet, so we'll give it a dark purple path. So hold the shift key down and change that again to 3.5, so just do Control and V, and we've now set the width to 3.5. I need to change that stroke to a path, so that's Control, Alt and C. I now need to go to path and break apart, which is Shift, Control and K, and then I need to unify those, so that's Control, Shift and plus. And now, because there are 2 or 3 underneath that, I need to duplicate it, so Control D, so I now have 3 copies of that. So I hold the shift key down and select the violet path and do Control, Shift and minus. Re-click on the patch, hold the shift key down and click on the yellow, Control, Shift and minus. Just check that we've got everything there. We have, so I can get rid of the purple patch there. Move around again, and this time green was going over the other paths. So now it's blue's turn. I'm actually going to raise blue to the top, and then I'm going to duplicate it, Control D, and we'll change that to, let's have dark grey. These colours are purely arbitrary, just to enable better visibility. Okay, we get the Bezier pen again, draw around the intersection, get the select tool, hold down the shift key to select the grey path and the Bezier path that I've just drawn, and do Control, Shift and Asterisk for intersection. We've created a patch, so let's give the patch a stroke. I'll use light blue, hold down the shift key, click on that, change the size of the stroke to 3.5 here, Control V, enter, change the stroke to a path, Control Alt C, break apart, so that's Control Shift and K, and unify, so that's Control Shift and plus. Now I need to duplicate that. Control D once, Control D again. So I hold down the Shift key and select the green, because that's what we're going to cut next, and do Control minus. Click on that again. I need to cut the red one, so hold the Shift key down and select the red. Control minus, and we may have got everything. Yes, we've got everything there now, so I can dispose of that copy. And now we've gone round all of the outside intersections, and we're going to move on next to the inner intersections, which are these here. So we'll do the first one, and we'll do this green path. The green has gone what appears to be underneath the blue path, so it's the turn of green to go over everything else. So select the green path, duplicate it, Control D, and to change it to another colour, let's change it to orange. I don't like orange because they're over red. I'll go back to grey. Select the Bezier tool and draw a path around it. Get the Select tool, hold the Shift key down, select the grey path, and do intersection, which is Control Shift asterisk. Give the intersection patch a stroke. We'll use light blue again. Hold the Shift key down, select light blue. The stroke's too big, so change it to 3.5, Control V. Change the stroke to a path, Control Alt C. Break apart, Control Shift K, and unify, Control Shift and plus. Now I need to duplicate that a couple of times, Control D, Control D, and we'll cut the violet path first. So hold the Shift key down, select the violet path, Control minus, select the path again and select the red path, Control minus, and I think we have to cut the yellow one there, so select the patch again, select the yellow path and Control minus, and we have a nice clean cut there. So now we'll move on around to this next intersection. Green has gone over the top of the underlying paths there, so green must go under. So the blue path will need to be the uppermost one, and we need to make cuts on either side of the blue path. So select the blue path, duplicate it, let's keep consistent and turn it to grey again. Select the Bezier tool, and get the Select tool. Select one of the underlying paths, which in this case is green. Oh, sorry, no, I'm getting ahead of myself. I need to select the grey one to do the intersection, so that's Control Shift and asterisk to produce an intersecting patch. Give that a stroke. I'll give it a pink stroke. Stroke's too big, change it to 3.5, Control V, enter. Convert the stroke to a path, Control Alt C. Break the path apart, Control Shift K, and unify, Control Shift and plus. Now I need to duplicate that a couple of times, Control D, Control D, and we'll choose the green path to cut first. Control, holding the shift key down while I selected that. Control and minus. Reselect the intersect path, and the yellow one needs to go. Control minus, oh that was wrong, that I'd better undo that. Control Z. I didn't have the yellow path. Reselect that, hold the shift, get the yellow path. Control minus, and I think we've still got the red path to do. Let me just, yes we have. Control Z to put that back in place. Hold the shift key down, get the red path. Control minus. So now we've made 2 of those inner cuts. So let's move around and do this one. So blue was the uppermost path going over these lower paths. So this time it's green that needs to be on top. It doesn't really matter whether it's green or purple. Let's use the violet one. Raise that to the top. Duplicate that. Control D and change the duplicate to grey. Get the Bezier pen and draw a path around the intersection. Get the select tool. Select the grey path and do intersection. Control Shift asterisk. We've created an intersecting path. Give it a stroke and give it a yellow stroke. Hold the shift key down, click yellow. The stroke is too big. Change it to 3.5. Control V. So we now have a 3.5 one. Change the stroke to a path. Control Alt C. Break apart. Control Shift and K, and unify. Control Shift and plus. I need to duplicate that a couple of times. Control D, and cut the blue path first. Hold the shift key down, select the blue path. Control minus. I need to cut the green path. So sorry, I need to cut the yellow path. So hold the just select the yellow and select the patch. Control minus, and let's see where we're up to. We've still got the black one to do. Control Z. The black one is at the bottom, I can't see it. So I'm going to click on the blue and send that down to the bottom. And there's the black path underneath. So again, select the patch using the shift key so the black one is not actually selected, it's the blue one that's selected. So let's click off and make sure we've got it. Select the yellow patch again, select the black, Control minus. Sorry about that, I pressed the right mouse button accidentally. And that's cut it again. Don't worry about this green patch underneath, we can deal with that later on. And we have 2 more to do, that's this intersection and that one. So it is, let's see, let's do this one first. The violet has gone underneath there, so the violet needs to be on top of this one. So I will select the violet one and click on that, duplicate it, turn it grey, get the Bezier pen, draw around the intersection. Get the select tool, hold the shift, select the grey and do Control, Shift and Asterisk to do an intersection. Give the intersection a stroke. We'll give it a orange stroke. Oh no, we won't. We'll give it a blue stroke. Shift and click on the blue to give it a stroke's too big. Control V to paste 3.5 into there. Now we have a 3.5 stroke. Change the stroke to path. Control Alt C. Break the path apart. Control Shift K and unify. Control Shift plus. Duplicate that a couple of times and click on the red path to select it. Control minus, reselect the patch, click on the black, Control minus, and I may have done it now. I'll just move the patch out of the way to see where we're up to. We still have the blue one to deal with, so Control Z to put the patch back in place. I'm going to send this black back down to the bottom. Reselect the blue, click on that, hold the shift key, select the patch, Control minus, and we have that dealt with now. One more. So the red has gone underneath the others, so the red needs to be on top, so we'll click on the red, Control D to duplicate it, change it to grey, get the Bezier pen and draw around the intersection. It doesn't matter about the shape of the intersection. Get the select key, hold the shift, select the grey path, Control, Shift and Asterisk gives us the intersection path, patch. Give that a stroke. We'll give it a orange stroke again. No, give it a dark blue stroke. Shift, click on the dark blue, set it to 3.5, Control V, so now I have 3.5 there. Convert the stroke to a path, Control Alt C, break it apart, Control Shift K and unify, Control Shift plus, duplicate a couple of times, Control D, hold the shift key down and we need to cut the violet path. That's Control minus, and we need to cut the green path, so click on the patch again, hold shift, select the green, Control minus. Let's just check we've got them all, so we grab the patch and move it off to one side. Yes, we appear to have sorted that now. I can delete that, so I'll just press backspace. So we've completed all the intersection cuts. I'm just going to zoom back and let you have a look. And it looks rather messy at the moment, so we're going to deal with some of these bits that are left over that are no longer necessary. And it's starting to come together. So we'll get rid of this little piece here for the green. Very easy to do. We take the Bezier tool and just draw a path around it. Get the select tool. You'll notice that I haven't duplicated this green path first. Hold the shift key down, select the patch that I want to get rid of and do Control minus and that's eliminated that. Could do the same with this yellow patch here. So get the Bezier tool, draw around it. Get the select tool, hold the shift, select the bit we want to get rid of, control and minus. Just drag around a bit, and there's another one. Just draw around it. Just to be on the safe side, I'm going to move away from this blue patch here because I might be using that later on, although I doubt it. So I'll just get the edit pass by nodes and I'll just move this node away from there. Get the select tool, hold the shift, select the bit we want to get rid of, control minus. Let's have a look what else we need to get rid of. This red patch here. So just scroll in, get the Bezier tool, draw around, select tool, hold the shift, select the bit we want to erase, control minus. And there's another patch here which we want to get rid of, this little red patch, sorry. So I'm going to select the green path and send it down. I'm going to draw around this bit next. So get the Bezier tool, just zoom in. Get the select tool, hold shift, select that, control minus. I've got this yellow patch over here. Bezier tool, draw around. Select tool, hold shift, click on that, control minus. Another red patch here. Bezier tool, quickly draw around, select and hold shift, control minus. Let's see where we are now. There's another little patch there of yellow. So I'm going to send this violet path down to the bottom. Get the Bezier pen again and draw around there. Hold the shift key down, select the yellow bit, control minus, and we're beginning to see it clean up nicely. There's a blue patch here I need to get rid of, so I'll click on the blue, bring it to the top, get the Bezier pen and zoom in. Select tool, hold shift, control minus, and have a black patch there. So I click on that and bring it to the top. Get the Bezier again. Select tool, hold shift, and click on the black, and then control minus. What else do we have? Okay. Now I've got a few more pieces that are superfluous to the drawing. First one that catches my eye is this black one. I'm just going to zoom into it. If I select that and just send it down one, and select the blue, send that down one. I need to send that black one to the bottom so that we can see what's going on. I'll send the blue one down again, and it's the red bit that we want to keep because it's got the consistent gaps on either side of it. So send that to the bottom again, and let's select this blue piece here, get the Bezier tool and just simply draw around that. Get the select tool, hold shift, select the blue, control minus, and that's disappeared. I now need to do the same with this black piece here. I want to get rid of this, so just zoom in and draw around that with the Bezier pen. Just made a mistake there, just caught the red, which I don't want to do. I want to keep the red. Back to the beginning, get the select, hold the shift key down to select the black, and just do control minus, and that part looks okay there. Move on to this yellow section here, which I think is superfluous, so I will select that and move it to the bottom. And yes, it's the violet path that I want to keep, so select the violet, move that to the bottom, get the Bezier pen and draw around the yellow patch. Get the select tool, hold the shift, click the yellow patch, control minus, and that's that piece gone. We're getting close to the end of this now. We're nearly finished editing what we need to. I just need to sort out this bit here. Just zoom into that. I'll just have a look what's underneath here by sending the green path down one level, and another level, and another level. There we go. And it looks like I can safely get rid of this green piece here. Yes, that's what I need to do. So bring the green piece back to the top and get the Bezier tool again, draw around it. And hold shift and select the green, control and minus, and the only other thing left to do, if I'm not mistaken, if I select the blue segment and send that down, yes, there's a unnecessary black segment here which came from the original duplication, so I'm going to select that and just delete it, and that looks fine now. Yes. So what I'm going to do is select them all by clicking and dragging across the whole of them, and then go to Path, Union, and they all come back to the same colour. I'm going to create a drop shadow. The way I'm going to do that is to duplicate this, so do Control and D, change it to black, and then I'm going to give it a slight blur using this here. I think I'll give that another one, and reduce the opacity about there, and then making sure I've got the snap turned off. I don't want that. I'm going to zoom in and just drag this off to one side and down a little bit, and then send it to the bottom, and there's a nice drop shadow. And I'm going to change the colour of the pattern, go to the Fill tab, and I'm going to give it a linear gradient. So I'll click on this icon here, and it's showing some gradients that I used earlier on, but I just click on this pencil here, which allows me to edit the gradient. And for a linear gradient, you start off with these two control points. I'm going to put them diagonally, corner to corner. And I'm going to change this colour here to a light blue, medium blue. Change this one to a dark blue, and now I'm going to add some more control points. And there seems to be a bug in Inkscape whereby if neither of these are selected, you cannot add any more notes to this line. But as we have this one selected now, it shouldn't pose a problem. So I'm going to go somewhere near the middle and double click. Let me just zoom into that. And then I have to select it. I'm going to choose a very light colour. Zoom out to that. I'm going to add another one close by. And make that dark blue. Another one close by. And make that light blue. Control Z. I didn't select that properly. Make that light blue. And I'll add another one here. Make that one dark blue, and another one here, that light blue, so we get this sort of metallic effect on it. I'm also going to add a very small stroke to it, so I'm going to the stroke style and add a stroke of extremely dark green. That's miles too big. I'm going to make that 0.05. Let's see how that looks. Just zoom into that. Perhaps Yes, that looks better, and just lifts it off the page a little bit. Okay, that looks good now. I'm going to select all, so I'm going to click and drag across and then group them. So we go to path, we'll go to object and group, and you can do Control G for that. Now I'm going to go to edit and resize page to selection. And now I'm going to turn snapping back on and making sure that this snap to page border is selected. I'm going to draw a rectangle for a background. And I'll just commit that to a path, Shift Control C. Get rid of the stroke, we don't need the stroke. Shift and click on that. And for the fill, I'm going to bring the opacity up to full and give this a diagonal linear gradient as well, so we'll click on that and edit it and do it in the opposite way to the one that we applied to the pattern. Make that a dark red and make that orange. Double click in the middle and make that yellow. That looks okay. And now if I send that to the bottom, that looks good. Click on the pattern itself and I'm just going to make that smaller. I'm holding down Control to keep it constrained and hold Shift, which keeps it central. I'm actually going to undo that and turn off snapping. I don't want snapping on this. Shift Control and just bring it in a little bit, and there we have our Celtic loops pattern. I'm just going to do one more thing. I'm going to export this as a ping file. So to get to the export ping palette, you do Shift Control and E. And there it is. And I'm going to export the page, so I'll click on that. And click on the export as, and I'm going to find a convenient folder. I'll tell you what, we'll just do it on the desktop, that will do. And I'm going to call it Celtic Pattern Demo. Save that. You can see that there. And now we click Export. And that's done. And that's all we need to do, just to make it look a bit nicer. I'll just click on View, Guides, and remove the guides, and that looks quite pleasing.